but also good luck. But have fun. But they're both important to me. Both of these things are very important to me. I guess you go Grave, because I just drew a Glacial. I guess you go Grave instead of Hallowed Fountain. Saying Jin-Gitaxias makes you laugh. Most troll magic name. No, think about it. Did you not understand what I was just explaining? Think about it. You Gorios in their end step, the Jin. They lose their whole hand, whatever's left of their hand, if there is a whole hand. They lose their hand, and then if the Jin lives, we draw 7. This is gross in this deck. Luck does not exist, so... he can take... The best thing he could take is maybe the Siege, but he may not realize how good it is in our deck and may go after the Snapcaster Mage. This might be a mirror match, by the way. He went flats into Watery. But our Watery's prettier. I like the... I played during original Ravnica, so I prefer the original Ravnica duels for various reasons. He took Snappy. You can't cast that again this turn. Unless you have another black source. Aha! Okay. He's not flipping the Jace immediately. Now, this could be mirror match. He could have like a fatty that's stuck in his hand. Yeah, it could just path. It's okay. Play Hallowed Fountain. This might be the mirror match, guys. Might be the mirror. You're slowly evolving and learning how to evolve into the Grizzle Cannon. Goblin thinks it's just plain Esper control. It's possible it's plain Esper control. It doesn't have to be. Just trying to get comfortable here. There we go. Yeah, it could be. He did take the gifts. That's okay. We'll be all right. So obviously here you want to choose, if you're up against Burn, you actually sometimes choose Dragons, but you just say Cons in this matchup. In this context, Siege is really great. Somebody donated these Sieges. I think it was one Bologist donated these Sieges when we were building this deck, because it said, you know, you're having trouble against Burn, why don't you try this, because in the grind matches, this is also amazing. It lets us draw and then loot. And I was like, sure, man, I'll try it. I'm excited to try it. This might be gifts, though. Like, him running the main deck Duress makes me think he's got a Gifts Ungiven in his hand. So this is him snapping away my Dispel. Yeah, if he's Duressing, that means he wants the Dispel. So he's going after Dispel. If he goes after Verdict, it's very telling what he is. But if he takes Dispel... Oh, wow, he took the Verdict. Yeah, that's very telling what my opponent's on. Let me see if I can snag his last card. Okay. There was a chance there was nothing there. We knew that. I knew there was a chance there was nothing there. So his hand's Island. One unknown. Excuse me. We knew that going into it. Sure. That means his hand's probably nothing if he's lifelinking a Snapcaster. Played the Island. Maybe it's a Remand. I feel like he would have played Island first, though, if he'd drawn Remand. Ghost Quarter. I don't care too much about the Vault, I don't think. But I think the Ghost Quarter is better than just a Delta here. So if we make the land drop, we still can't snap gifts. But if we make another land drop, we can. So he's drawn something. He didn't use the vault this time. Lingering Souls? Okay. Shizo? Shizo's the land we need to actually do the combo. So since we have Monastery Siege, I can make a greedier gifts pile than you would normally make. I wish I'd also had the Dispel here. He could have something like Remand. You know. Am I getting exactly Elishnorn? If I'm getting Elishnorn, then we don't make this block. It's probably the Elishnorn. Could also be Iona. Could be Iona. Iona's... Then again, he could also have block removal. I mean, yes, the obvious would be that he's trying to... Alright, so let's gifts. See if he has the piece of permission. Oops. I mean, it's very possible he has, like, Dispel here. That resolved really quickly. So here's some options. We can get a Lingering Soul. We can get a Lingering Soul. We can get an Elishnorn. We can get a lot of value here. Like, you get the Soul, you get the Rights, you get where'd it go? Rights, Souls, Rights, and then 2 reanimate targets we're interested in. I mean, I'm interested in both Elish and Iona. We're also close to hardcasting Obsidat. We're actually close to hardcasting. You know, you could just go with Abi. You could go Abi. You don't have to go with Iona. You could go Ob, and you could go Elish. This could work too. I think Iona's nice though. We'll see what he does here. It's fake press. Just nobody cares to play Tron in some area, and you sideboard for Tron and lose. Deck is vulnerable to so many lands. Changing cards, says Core Goatweed. Interesting choice for discards. That was really interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wasn't that really interesting how he chose? Like, what he chose there? That was interesting. Is this a Dispel? This might be the Dispel here, but I can still slam a Jace behind it. Nice. I feel like he picked the wrong cards to put into my hand, though. I would have done it the other... If I was a Gifts player, like, or against a Gifts player, I would have given myself not the Lingering Souls and the Obsidat. I would have put the Elishnorn and the Burial Rites in my hand, not the Obsidat and the Lingering Souls in my hand. So I get a lot more value out of that. We got the full value out of that Lingering Souls just the way that he gave us those cards. Blood Baron's sick in this matchup. Wish I had Jace in the sideboard. I think we're going to need to add one. Big Jace, because he's on Lingering Souls. Although we can answer his Lingering Souls with Lingering Souls of our own. Surgical is another way to answer his souls. That's fine. I guess we might want to keep a Verdict. Path seems terrible. Could roll like this. So does Dismember. Excuse me, doesn't seem great. What about something like this? Then we get 1. Could run the 1 of Verdict. It's a nice reset. He can't fight over it. He did take it. Patching says Surgical for Soul seems weak. Could be. We're on the draw. I'll keep it. Visions. Okay. Jin off the top. Gross. Not a good chop. Not a good draw. Well, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how this game turns out. Jace. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. We really need that third land. I'm not even going to crack. Didn't get there though. Could have fetched first. If we wanted to like fake, oh I don't know, remand. Good, I need land. But then again, every time you fetch, you are reducing the chances to draw land ever so slightly. When it's maintenance, it's soon, Spiel. It's like in 20 minutes. Fauci says, I love Esper Gifts, been trying to build one for a couple of weeks. You're welcome to steal my ideas. Alright, there's the sideboard mentor. Could have been main deck, we're not sure. Blood Baron's also good in the matchup if we ever make it there. So we're going to discard the what is the best thing we could possibly reanimate. Honestly, it might be the Blood Baron, but I'm going to pitch Jin. Could also pitch Souls there, and then you can flash it back on the next turn if we don't draw land again. Then we could at least maybe try. I don't know. I think we're just dead here. We didn't draw what we need. We also sideboarded as if he was Esper Control with Walkers. Now that we see the Mentor, and this could have been in the sideboard, but it's a totally different beast than how we sideboarded. We sideboarded with the preconception that he was something else. Now, Blood Baron's a powerful enough card he could actually feasibly turn this around. Remand. Ooh, counter squall. Okay. He's gonna flip his Jace. Now, what does he have to flash back? He has a Serum Vision. That's relevant. I mean, if we get to another land and we can gifts, and then we get to another land, we could bring back Elish, and maybe there's a small chance. I feel like he's got to have a Path to Exile since he saw Elishnor and he just auto-scooped to her. Next turn, you could also, instead of trying to Gifts Ungiven, you could try to slam Elspeth, but that seems pretty poor against Mentor. I feel like this should maybe be a Jace instead. She's awesome, don't get me wrong. I like Elspeth, but... Overmatch this, what would you flip then? True Spell Stare. It's not going to be good enough. While he flip, he gets an extra card to discard if he waits. So we're in that awkward place where I really can't, What? Why are you pathing my token, dude? What are you doing? I mean, he may still very well win this match, but that feels so strange. Thank you. I needed that fourth land. What? That was strange. Snare. I don't have any more basics, that's why I did that, because... If he takes the other spirit, there's no value. I'm pretty sure I'm just running one of each basic in this list. Honestly, Heejin Crab's better than Jace for you, says Core. Really? Spawn, I think I've asked this before. What kind of Grixis? What do you think of a Grixis Moonless? Is it worth it to be 3 colors, or would it be better to just be red blue? So sometimes terrible. Sometimes terrible is a great question. You know, if it's a light black splash, go for it, man. But if you're going full blown, I think it's not worth it. So if you're trying to go like Liliana Grixis, I think that's silly. But if you're thinking maybe like a Kolaghan's Command, very light on your black splash, I think it's perfect. I think it's perfectly fine, sometimes terrible. You just need to run a lot more fetches than you would normally, just to ensure that you can pull off both blue and black mana before slamming the moon. That's what I would suggest, sometimes terrible. Dizzler says,